Alright, welcome back to the PRoman Empire run. We are Prome. We started off with just our wee little province here of Prome, and after a fairly explosive opening, we annexed Pegu, we annexed Tangu, we annexed Arakan. I don't even need to remember these people, they're banished to the annals of history. And then we went one step forward, one step even beyond, and annexed our tributary overlord Ava. Pretty big. That means we've gotten ourselves a whole load of tributary subjects ourselves. We also subjugated Langshan. It was expensive, and it cost us diplomatically. We are hated in the region. However, we have it just perfectly balanced, that the only person who's truly outraged at us is Ayutthaya, who's been suffering chain bankruptcies ever since they were unable to manage their own coalition wars, and suffered greatly for it. They're still around, and they're still pretty big and powerful, and they have 3 forts in rather unfortunate locations for invading. Which means the power structure really is that there's 4 main regional powers. There's Daiviet, Ayutthaya, Khmer, and Prome. Battling for this, we have teamed up with Khmer. I would like to team up with Daiviet, but they've been refusing to marry me for quite some time. Infertile, neutral, diplomatic reputation, all of these things work against us. Nonetheless, we're pretty big and powerful, and we have common rivals, and they're kind-hearted as well. Okay, I should take advantage of that and score my alliance with Daiviet so that we have Ayutthaya completely pinned in, and the only way he can go is by going south through his former subject Ligor into the rest of Southeast Asia, which is fine. If they get distracted down there, I will shank them. Or rather I would if they weren't a tributary state of Ming. That's causing quite a few troubles with actually managing to nail Ayutthaya to a cross myself. They're allied with CX, so I could always best CB. And when I colonize the Andamans, that's actually a pretty good idea. Not the best CB part, because that would drown me in even more aggressive expansion, but I could make a claim on Siak and use that to indirectly attack Ayutthaya and significantly weaken him. I want him to lose these fortifications. And I might even just give a lot of land to Khmer, because our long-term goal here is to form Roman Empire, and that means we have to do quite a few things. I want to move my capital to Europe. I'm not sure if that's strictly necessary, but I definitely want to, since that's where the bulk of our land will be. We need to become Christian, which means, I mean, pagan's an option, but there's not a lot of pagan land going around. So we need to take a lot of land here proportional to what we have here. So we probably won't expand much from this. At most, I might take this area, because I would quite like a bunch of coastline. Then again, it's not great provinces for coastline, is it? What I would want are certainly not jungle lands. I've already gotten the awesome land that is Burma's core. Ava was hoarding that all to themselves. So what else? Gift money is being suggested, probably to get Daiviet on my side. I would just need to improve relations a sliver, and I would get that, so I think I will. I don't think I need to improve relations with Mong Pai anymore. I'm definitely going to keep it with Ming, because if Ming gets unhappy with me, they could always coalition me as well. I also need to puff my chest out a bit. We have the dosh, we have some of the manpower, so let's get ourselves up to 16k. Let's, Ayutthaya's understanding that there's no point even trying to coalition me. I'm just too damn strong. There are great expectations. What's going on here? Losing Navy tradition? It sounds like I'm losing Navy tradition, because I don't even know what Navy means. It doesn't translate well to, what do they speak in Burma? I'd probably be racist if I said, like, Burmese, but I really don't know. Now, good old Langshan wishes to become a march. I don't think so. Frankly, I'd rather they didn't even help out in wars, but I'm going to keep them as they are for now. My main point of Langshan is to weaken Ayutthaya. I don't want to integrate Langshan for a very long time, because I don't want to have more land here, especially not land that's not that great, right? It's full of hills and jungles. The trade goods are mostly grain. Yeah, okay, there's some nice stuff there, but really I don't want this land other than to deny it from Ayutthaya. We're as happy as we can be with Daiviet, which is just a tiny bit too unhappy to score that alliance. It's tempting to get an advisor, so I will, and that will allow me to bag that alliance hunky-dory. And with this, I have Ayutthaya completely penned in. And that's also good for my own defense if Bengal come running against me. I'm fine defending my own tributary subjects from tiny little scrappers, but if the Ming or Bengal come for them, especially if Bengal involves Malwa, and God, Malwa is doing really strong. This doesn't look like a lot, but it's plenty of tight, concise, fortified provinces, and they gun down Mawar for Mawar's gold mine as well. So that is a powerful Malwa, and money is good to put on them as being the regional powerhouse of India. Jake has a plan, but I can't think of any other restrictions, says Travesty. A plan for what now? Are we following any arbitrary restrictions? Not really. Or are we? I'm not going to use any cheesy things to move my capital about, which is all I can think of. Do I really need better relations with anybody? I need better relations with my own country, because civil war wants to brew, but I'm thinking specifically with my subjects. Mong Nai, Mong Pai, and Mong Yang are all particularly unhappy with me. I'll start with Mong Nai. And I quite like Mong Yang, so let's keep them happy. I would, in fact it's quite tempting actually to drop Mong Huang as a tributary subject. Because I mean, look at this load of garbage that they have here. I don't want to defend it, he doesn't have any forts to help defend it, he doesn't have a gold mine or anything. And what did I say? I said everybody's got to give me manpower because I want to get my manpower all the way back up. And then once we're done with that, I'll switch it out for pretty much anything else. I forget what the... oh yeah, you need at least 30 development to give me some of this. So the only person that can actually give me monarch points is Mong Yang themselves. But no, I'll take manpower for a bit until we've stocked up on that. And I don't strictly need to pay for my army right now, so I will not. I'd rather make a bit of a surplus. And this fort is here to remove the devastation that rocked the core of Burma. And that'll be gone, mostly once it's gone from this province. Alright, so in about a year it should be gone. We're pretty friendly with Ming, or friendly enough to keep them off my back, which is great. Ditch the dip advisor, Jake. No, I actually want Diplo points because when we get our admin tech, eventually, in 77, I want to be able to thump my way through exploration. Mong Nai is requesting you help them in the Mong Nai conquest of Shenhui. Mong Mao declared war on Mong Nai. Why would Mong Mao do such a thing? He's allied with Mong Yang. Are you actually insane? I think he is. Well, I'll show everyone I mean business. I'll actually gain karma from doing this, which is great, because I want that karma to be more balanced than it is. There we go. And with that, I highly doubt Mong Yang is going to get involved. And I can kind of just sit back and watch on this one. Unless I wanted to race for them and take things over, but no, what I'll probably do is let Mong Nai... No, in fact, I'll just sit back and watch. There's nothing for me to really do, except get a bit scunnered that I can't sit back and let Wargs... Oh, Wargsausten's all gone. Then war away all you wish. Lana and Daiviet wish to marry. I'm pretty happy marrying Daiviet, get a stronger relationship with them, and try to boost that legitimacy as best we can. I think the only thing that's really going to boost it is the death of Elghorn. Oh wait, no, Haramir is weak. Sorry to say it, Haramir, but you might need to die eventually. I want you dead, Ayutthaya. But Ming want to help you. Hopefully Ming fall apart. They're in a bit of a bad state right now, thanks to a significantly lowered mandate. I must have gotten some events going hand in hand with that. Oh, would you look at that? Lang Shang ensured that this is mine, and I might demand that that goes to my subject. Do you actually want it, Lang Shang? They kinda do. That's for Lang Shang to have. Hopefully it gets given to them. It'll cost me a bit of aggressive expansion, but it's totally worth it. Ooh, I'm not losing 50 admin power, not for that Dosh. Dosh situation could certainly be better. I mean, that's what merchant guilds are there for, right? Yeah, show me the money, man. Inheritance, eh? Karma. I desperately need legitimacy. But gaining a touch of extra karma... Hang on, I didn't get that extra karma for honouring the call to arms there. You have coasts for him to test his metal, Jake. Yeah, I might send him out to deal with the wee fishies, but legitimacy and prestige are both burning right now. Which is why I'm looking at this gain legitimacy with a bit of ooh. Yeah, I need that. Goodbye karma. I'll probably never see high karma ever. Manipur separatists rising up once again. They're doing better in this campaign than I ever managed to do with them. Still, you're gonna have to deal with your own revolts there, Mongyang. And if that means you lose Manipur, then so be it. This war is a done case. Wonder if I could just separate peace for all of his ducats. I could, but then Lana, Mong Huang, and Co would all trust me significantly less. I seem to get a lot of these karma events. Yeah, sure. I don't want to lose that money. Really don't want to lose that money. Well, I'll be dead. Okay, no, I thought they'd be able to take those separatists, but they cannot. Shame on them. Alright, so what's the game plan here? I'd like to look for a great opportunity to attack Ayutthaya. Also, if Bengal get really drowned out and Malwa won't help them, I'll make a move to try to take Chittagong because it's an amazing province. Okay, it's jungly, that's not so great, but what it has is one of the few world ports that the game starts with. I know it downgrade by 1, but hey, it would only downgrade by 1 if I took it. Devastation, devastation, go away, come back never. In fact, at the turn of the month this will all be gone. Ooh, thanks for erecting a temple for me, Ava. Why does it downgrade? Whenever a center of trade exchanges hands, it downgrades. Stop you just rolling in high-leveled ones all the time. Okay, do I want to keep this fort as a general rule? It's pretty well placed to disrupt people, but it's not in anywhere that's particularly defendable. Then again, neither is Pegu. I think I will mothball it. I can't see myself facing any major threats anytime soon, but let's not jump to conclusions on that one. Okay, we got ourselves all this land done, which means the threat of civil war has subsided. I would quite like to state it all up. I have very little reason not to. Plenty of states that we're not using, so let's... the downside is it would cost me a lot of admin that I really don't want to spend right now. But there's nothing saying I actually have to core the lands. Let's just state them for now. And if there are ones that I think really should be cored, then great. You know, like Ava. But for now, that 50% autonomy is fine. The Arakani separatists, significantly less fine. But I might just slaughter them so we never have to worry about them again. Slaughtering comes with its own costs, though. I'm already trying to oppress those rebels. Now I might just kill them. So I can deal with the eventual Avan separatists. I don't want to increase autonomy. That would really hurt my strengths here. Well, what do we have here? Mong Mao was allowed to exist and Mong Nai took their capital. Unfortunately, did not give that land to my cunning subject. Mong Mao will cede, 10% of income, fair enough. Mong Mao will play, yeah, and I get 4 of those ducats. Excellent. I do like ducats. I also like having the correct number of rivals, but I'm not about to rival Dai Viet over it all. I probably could have given that one to Lan Na. Were Lan Na in the war? Yeah, they were. In fact, I could make Lan Na my tributary, but they're far more useful to me as an ally against Ayutthaya. In fact, they have a good amount of alliances there, helps as well. Now that Ming has a non-tributary bordering him, they'll be eyeing that land for themselves, assuming they survive mandate troubles. Will they, though? Hang on, who did you just decide to fight? Okay, somebody I don't really care about. Sure, they want this land, but they've always had those borders going on. They've had this border with Mong Huang for ages, but they have to sort out their own troubles. Fair enough, they might have an easier time taking care of my tributary subjects if only I get in the way, but I might just say, no, you know, it's not worth it and leave them be. Because I wouldn't even be war leader. I'd rather be second man in the village. No, I'd rather be first man in the village and second man on the war leader table. Still looking like 77 until we get national ideas, and I would only delay that if I cored this land up. And don't get me wrong, I'd love to core it, but we'll leave it be for now. If it rises up, that's exactly what I have this fort here to do, or to deal with rather. Powerful hostile monastery. What are they up to here? Well, they're up to that until 81. Should never have let them get away with that. Legitimacy is causing all kinds of trouble as well because it's so low. I mean, if Anglican were what I could go for, I'd go for that, but the trouble with invading Britain is that I want to take according to the map. Let's see, can I bring the map up here? Yeah, I think I can. Can we bring it up at a reasonable scale and maybe pause the game so that we're not missing out on that while this is going on? For this campaign, I want to strictly have these borders in Europe, which means if I were to land in Britannica, Britannia, I wouldn't be able to take Caledonia or the Proto-Irishmen, so that's a bit of a concern. I want this to be contiguous and look just like that with Prome spread about it. Do you have an admin advisor? I do. It's a really crummy one. I'd rather have a guy that reduced unrest. I'd considerably like that, but I don't want to keep booting out advisors in the hopes that we get it, because it'll cost dosh. I will take a one-shot at it, because I like my one-shots. Otherwise, we'll just live with the consequences. Well, I'll be damned. Ah, he's level 2. Ah, it's really expensive. I can't afford that. Who gives the guy that reduces unrest? It would be you, and I can't request you until 86. Dang. Very dang. Oh, well, my artist is dead. He's publicly condemned the policies of Elghorn and his government. Our minister will no longer have anything to do with us and reminds us that a king that cannot behold the rightful laws will attract nothing but liars and informers to his government. Well, goodbye, artist, but I wanted a level 1 theologian, not a level costs your everything theologian. I could do with prestige as well, I can't deny that. Why not go for Orthodox or Coptic? Would be nice if you could have that land in Egypt or Iraq. I'd be hard-pressed to get enough Orthodox land if I wanted to strictly follow those borders, although Orthodox is an amazing religion. But you know, let's say my only reasonable opening into Europe was Britain and England had gone Anglican. I'd do that. All I need is the religion. I'm not particularly fussy on which one we go for. Except I very specifically don't want Catholic, because we've done a gorillion Catholic runs recently. Or at least it feels like we have. Langshang, are you making those claims I wanted you to make? You're not. Ooh, this could be a problem. If that defects to Langshang, that's going to make Langshang unhappy with me. Then again, if it defects to Langshang, it defects to Langshang, so what's the man to even think? Man thinks that he wants this unrest gone. The Avans really want to rise up, and I don't want them to rise up. Fortunately, all of the land I annexed from them, except for Saline, are all protected by the fort in Ava. Can you form the Roman Empire as a pagan, asks DeathEye01. You absolutely can. Yed Rello is around saying keep on trucking. Yed Rello is one of the first people who was ever in the chat during these streams, so good to see you around. I'm not too happy with the Champani separatists mucking about with my allies. Might make my allies too broke to help me out in a war. Jake, can you get Hellenism? I cannot get Hellenism. Six Sock says, Jake, you make my life hard because I want to watch your streams and finish watching your solo death run video on YouTube. You've got two eyes, right? Why don't you watch both at the same time? And that might sound pedantic, but it's what I used to do as a kid. I had two older brothers, and we had the Super Nintendo and the N64 rigged up on TVs next to each other. And before that, the NES and the SNES on two different TVs hooked up to each other, so I'd watch behind, watching both at the same time. It can be done. What I would like to be done is pretty much anything that moves me forward here, but as long as Ayutthaya is protected by Ming... Siak is another concern, but it's a far lesser concern. What is this? Ligor is being occupied by this guy here. Why would you attack them? You must have Pasai on your side then. Wait, what? Weren't you the attacker? You attacked Ligor. But Ligor is only fighting... Okay, well, I guess you're insane. We all are in a way. Also, I really see those Avans rising up. Mong Nai declared war on our tributary subject Mong Yang. Yeah, that's to be expected. It's just brother fighting brother. And just let them duke it out between themselves, whoever wins. Well, it's all goodies for me. As long as they don't annex each other. If they annex each other, I'm a bit less happy. Yeah, I'm not really going for army professionalism in this run. I certainly could, but I don't think I will. I also don't really think I had much of it to begin with. Certainly had less than 2.5% of it. What are you going to play at the next Castle Land? Well, that's pretty much 11.5 months away if it does happen, I assume. Wouldn't know, I don't have the insider information anymore. So I don't know. Okay, the Avans are the ones that really want to rise up far more than these other guys, so what I should do is prep myself in Saline, because that's the one place they could rise up that I am not able to really respect to fight them against. Lower Burma just ate a whole bunch of devastation, which sucks. Never understand why that cursor thing appears over there, it just kind of wanders about on its own. I could get the next dip tech, but I'm going to save up. Rain fails in Lower Burma. Didn't it just get swamped? Poor Lower Burma. Army professionalism could be very useful as backup manpower. Yeah, but so too can mercenaries. Right, I'm going to try not to spend my dip. I really need that admin so I can get going with ideas. Otherwise, I wonder, Mong Nai, are you going to annex Mong Pai? Never mind that. Phone ringing. My phone never rings, so I'm going to pretend it didn't. What I shouldn't pretend, though, is that my tributary subjects all love me. They don't all love me. Mong Pai doesn't, but then again, they're about to not exist. So I might actually demand a bit of money out of them, whilst they're getting absolutely ravaged. In fact, I'll demand as much money as I can, because they're probably going to be non-existent after all of this. Paradox calling with a counter offer to get him back. Well, I won't say who's calling me, but I will say that's funny. Hey Jake, is there any chance of you doing a Victoria 2 run? There is next to no chance, but that's not no chance. Speaking of having no chance, Ayutthaya is not doing well against those Langshangi separatists. Lots of people aren't, in fact. Khmer are eating their own separatists from Champani, and they've got noble rebs. At this rate, actually... Okay, no, they managed to get this fort back. Ho-hum. Is Ming collapsing? Well, they're certainly not in a good space right now, but they can bounce back. They certainly have tons of troops We can get a number on that, actually. Let's see what the mighty Ming has in offer. Ming have no manpower. Wow, they are super low on units, actually. I could slap them silly. They would still come to Ayuthya's defense. I wonder if Ayutthaya would actually give in to a threat of war at this point. No, no, they would not. I would love Casus Belli. Oh, I have Casus Belli on Ming. I could trash Ming for all their money. Oh, just imagine. I'm imagining. How's their tech at? Tech 6? I'm not far from Tech 7. I am not far from Tech 7. The downside is I've got all... the hell are all these phone calls coming in about? Hold that thought. Good grief. Right, next time I'm just chucking the phone away. I was a fairly drunken friend wondering where I was. Who would have thought I'm right here? Right, I completely lost my train of thought. I think I was going to attack Ming. I still think that's a brilliant idea, so let's do it. I want Guangnan, man. Give it to me. I know that I'm about to explode with rebels, but let's not worry about it. Hold on, was I able to invite any of my friends? No, because I break promises left and right. We'll take Guangnan, hopefully get taking war score for it, and then just make Ming suffer. In general. Those Avan revolts, though, maybe I should be in a better space to deal with them. Alright, tell you what, Langshang, you take Guangnan. I'll have my own rebels taken care of. I can't afford to deal with these right now, so I will... Wait, how many of them